All right, guys, we are going to continue on talking about the solar system. Remember, I mentioned that we were going to talk about the solar system since we talked about the Earth's rotation and revolution. Remember, rotation, how long it takes the Earth to spin around one time. It's 1 day or 24 hours. For the Earth to go around the sun, revolution, is 365 days unless it's a leap year. And it's like 364 and a quarter or something like that. All right. So we're in today's activity, we are going to look at the rest of the solar system. So you're going to have two things that you're going to have opened up. The actual activity or assignment itself, and we'll go over that here in a second, this chart, and some websites that are going to help you out with a couple things from the chart. All right. Then the rest of it's, of course, going to be good old Google. So you notice at the top, we have the planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These are our terrestrial or planets made up of land. And we have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These are our gas giant planets. Large planets mostly made up of poisonous gases. And if you notice, the one planet that it's missing is Pluto. Pluto really doesn't fit. It's not a gas giant planet, and it's not a planet made up of land. It's mostly ice. So that's why it's not on there. And Pluto is now a planet again, so keep that in mind. So we'll go over each one of these. So the origin of name, and if you look, I hate that when that does that, sorry guys. Is this website right here, so when you click on it, you're gonna get this, okay? And it says each of the 9 planets has a name taken from the Roman gods and goddesses, and you'll find out more about gods and goddesses, Roman gods and goddesses, Greek gods and goddesses, because the only difference between a Roman and Greek god are their names, and a little bit about their background or their story, but that's neither here nor there. And it says each of these names describes something special about the planet. You're gonna notice Earth is not part of this. Earth is not named after a Roman god. The rest of the planets are. So you're gonna have to Google where Earth comes from. I'm not gonna give you that one. You have to find that out on your own. So if we look, Mercury is named after the Roman messenger god. He's the guy that has this helmet with these wings on him, and he wears these sandals that have wings. He's kind of, if you think about it in comic book terms, he's the Flash of the Roman gods and goddesses. So if I go to my chart, and all I gotta do is go Roman messenger god. Okay. Next one, distance from the sun. So how far away are each one of the planets from the sun? So if you go to Google and we go, how far is Mercury from the sun? And it's going to give it to us right here. But if we want to type the rest of it out so you know what it kind of looks like when you hit return. Okay, so it says it's 30.976 million MI means miles. So what I would do is I go 30 point, to make sure I get the right, 976 million miles. And I'll do that for the rest of them. All right. Next one, length of 1 year on the planet are Earth days. So how long is 1 day on Mercury? Did I do that again? It's a year, not day. So let's do that. So 1 year on Mercury is 88 Earth days. So I go 88 days. So that means Mercury is going around the sun really quick. It takes only 88 days compared to the Earth's 365. Okay, so you should be able to put 365 right here. Okay. Length of 1 day. So let's just change this from 1 year to 1 day. Okay, so 1 day on Mercury compared to Earth is 58 days, 15 hours and 30 minutes. So I'd go 58 days, 15 hours and 30 minutes. Okay. Number of moons. Now, some planets have a ton, some have a few, and some have none. So I'm gonna have to Google this one again. How many moons does Mercury have? See, someone's already looked this up. Mercury has zip. I have 0. So I go number of moons, 0. Now, you're going to get into some of these that have like, for this next category, are going to be big time. Now, if it has 0, you don't have to worry about this part. Now, for example, if we do Earth, okay, we know Earth has 1 moon. Now, most of us just say it's moon, but actually, if we look it up, what is the name of the Earth's moon? It's going to say moon, but it actually is also known, if you want to put moon down, you can, but it's also known as Luna. So Luna. Okay. Now, if you get into some of these planets that have like, 10 or more, give me just like 2 or 3 names. Okay. So if they have no moons, you don't have to put down the name. If they have a ton of moons, just give me a couple names. Okay. Next one. How long would it take to get there from Earth? So how long would it take to get from Earth to Mercury? You're going to have to Google that. Okay. Now, of course, you don't have to do Earth to Earth because we're already on Earth. So, all right, the last 2. And that's going to be these websites right here. Your age if you've been born on that planet. Okay, so they're the age. If you click on that, not that one, this one. Okay, it's going to look like this when you get to it. You need to put in your month, and you need to put the number. Don't put, mine would be December, but I'm not going to put December. The day and the year. Yeah, I'm old. If I hit calculate and I go down, I'd be 198.7 years old in Mercury, on Mercury. So I would go 198.7. Okay. If I look at some of these other ones, in Venus, I'd be 77.8 years old. On Earth, I'm 47.8. Mars, I'm 25.4. You notice as we go to each planet, the number drops down. So that means the further we get away from the sun, the longer these planets take to get around the sun. And if you notice, if we do Neptune, I'm only 0.29 years old, not even a year old. That tells you Neptune takes a long time to get around the sun. So that's how you do that one. That's how you do this. Your weight, okay? Now, if you're not quite sure, just make a guesstimate. Okay, mine's 250. I hit calculate. I go down. This all has to do with gravitational pull, or what gravity. So if I lived on Mercury, I'd weigh 94.5 pounds. So that tells me that Mercury has a very low gravitational pull. Now, if I start looking at some of these other ones, I start looking at Jupiter. I weigh 632 pounds, over 3 times what I weigh right now on Earth. Okay, you notice some of them more. This one's less. That tells you Uranus has a, that's what some people say, has less gravitational pull. Neptune has a little bit more. Pluto has hardly any gravitational pull, but we're not doing Pluto. So that's how you do that one. Just guesstimate, hit calculate, see how much you weigh on that planet, and then you put it in right here. So there's a lot there. This is the only assignment that you'll have for the week. And just take your time. Use those 3 websites for the origin, the age, and the weight. The rest of it you're going to Google up. Fill out the chart. Turn it in. If you can't find something, you're having a hard time, all you got to do is shoot me a message and I'll help you out. All right, guys, we'll see you later.